Hello everyone and welcome back. I haven't done a card fight video in a while, so here's a little friend fight between me and Red Dragon Emperor, and I'm using the brand new Cocytus deck, which is Cocytus Reverse. I'm not using the Break Raid, as you can see. I only have 3 Cocytus, but that's fine. Let's just jump right in. Cocytus Reverse really is the main part of this deck. I've actually considered swapping from draws to crits because you go through your deck so fast with this, especially if you get off Cocytus Reverse relatively early. That's not the best hand. I think we'll maybe go for this. Keep the grade 1, keep the grade 2, and the perfect card. Okay, there we've got the Cocytus Reverse. Okay, we are in good stead. I would prefer calling this Rearguard Circle because it only activates on Rearguard Circle, but I'm not going to be fussy about it. So the reason why we're playing this engine of the Deadly Spirits is because you can do it on your turn 2, which can be quite a powerful turn if you've taken 2 damage by that point of the game. A bit of unnecessary grade 3s there that we didn't really need. So as this is 6k, we're going to have to boost it, which means you are going to go behind the Vanguard and attack. That's fine, still deals 1 damage. So depending on the next turn, if I draw into the grade 1 Deadly Spirit, then I'm going to raid Captain Nightmist. I'm going to use my starting Vanguard to try and put the grade 3 into the graveyard. But if we don't get the grade 1, then I'm just going to raid this guy as Vanguard. And then we're going to keep the Captain Nightmist for later. So there's different options here, different moves with different plays, depending on what happens here. No, we didn't get the grade 1, so we're not going to even attempt that. I'm just going to go into this guy. Now, I could call a Captain Nightmist, but the problem is this is a 10k Vanguard, and my 9k Vanguard needs to be boosted in order to hit, so I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to declare an attack. Have you hit a heal trigger? Doesn't matter which one you boost. Oh, also a heal trigger. Going through the heals early. I was trying to talk. There we go. Just casually nice to respond. Okay, this is the Tyranno Legend. Retire 3 Bearguards, get plus 10k and a crit. Oh, we've got 3 perfect cards in hand, that's not terrible. I'm quite happy with that. So I'm just going to go into Cocytus Reverse and I'm just going to raid nothing else for the rest of the game. That is how this deck works. Oh, good. We have 2 Captain Nightmists. What we could use is a grade 1, because having that lack of grade 1 is a bit of a problem. So what we shall do is we shall do this and see what we can send to the graveyard. Whenever you're ready to load, computer. There we go. Okay, the Captain Nightmist is good because that makes our Nightmist 11k's. I could do this, but no, the Captain Nightmist is the best option. Absolutely. And with him in the graveyard, these are now 11k's, and I'll be bringing them back every single turn. Now, because we're both on 1 damage, I'm going to attack with my Vanguard first, because if I hit a heal trigger, it will still activate. Yeah, apparently so of his. Well, that Captain Nightmist wasn't hitting anyway, even if he didn't get a trigger. But now we're into the very long and slow part of this game, where it is just a case of every turn I'm going to be summoning 2 grade 2s. So in the next turn I'm going to call the 2 grade 3s, and I'm going to counterblast 2 to call out my 2 Captain Night Mists. Red Dragon Emperor seems to be taking a little bit of time. Don't know if he's suffering from lag or if he was maybe just distracted there. Could be either. And as you can see, Red Dragon Emperor is down to only 2 cards in hand, and I have 5. Make that 6, and when I draw 7. So this is pretty much just how Granblue works. It's all just about retiring. Or not retiring, it's all about advantage. I got distracted there. I'd rather use these counterblasts than the soul blasts for the other grade 2, because the soul blast we're going to use for the grade 1 that when called from drop zone lets you draw a card. That is ideally what we want to go for. So as you can see, this is going to start really upsetting John, and I'm going to attack his rearguards, but I'm going to attack the Vanguard first. But regardless of whether these can hit or not, I'm still going to destroy his rearguards, because the amount of advantage I've got right now is quite huge. And as you can see, Granblue is a very, very slow version of the game. We've got this guy, but unfortunately he's 10k and he only works when he hits the Vanguard, so unless he's boosted he doesn't really do anything. Then when he does boost, he only really goes into an 11k grade 2. You know, it'd be nice if he just stopped hitting draw triggers and just replacing the removal that I keep doing every turn. But what are you going to do? So this one, because I didn't get the grade 2, we are going to have to use the effect. Of this guy. Yes, Soul Blast. The one with Soul Blast doesn't matter. But that is why that card gets played. And we now have 10 in our drop zone, so it means that Cocytus Reverse is now 16k, which is very nice and pretty. So, the 9k can only hit this. Why even pretend otherwise? We will attack Vanguard into the Vanguard. See if we can hit a heal trigger first. And regardless, Captain Night was always going to attack that rearguard. Yeah, that is his last heal. Good. It also puts more pressure on him, because it means if he ever uses that Vanguard effect to retire 3, he'll be at such a massive disadvantage. I was expecting that grade 1 to have an effect when it's retired. Not sure why he did that. And there's my last heal trigger. So at least there's no more heal triggers for the rest of this game. And thank goodness for that, because it was getting ridiculous. No, we're not going to raid. We are going to call you over here, and we're going to call you here. And then we're going to use Captain Night Mist. And Captain Night Mist will of course unlock the ship. And also this means it's a massive problem for the Red Dragon Emperor, because now he has to get over this 11k on his turn. Which is exactly what we're going for. So now that we're in this situation, we're going to attack with this guy first, because there's no heal triggers left. And now 16 will attack 16. So that does allow his limit break 4, but he is at a lack of cards. Although he does have more grade 1s that boost than what I do. I'm just relying on grade 2s here, just being 11k's and clearing the opponent's front rows. It would be nice if any of these guys bothered to show up. Just realised the SP one is in the middle. That's very nice. Hopefully if Red Dragon Emperor does use the effect, then he will get off the critical, which will put me on 4 damage at least. But I think he's now in a situation where he can only attack the rear guards. No, well, he can deal 1 damage. He only has 1 trigger left in his deck. That's interesting. How many triggers do I have? 2. Both running low on triggers. So, right skip obviously. We'll just call you here. And we will call a Night Mist once again. And we're just going to declare some attacks. And also we've got the 15 in the drop zone now, so now Cocytus is even more huge. I would go after that 7k, but I don't think he's that much of a problem. I think this is more threatening. Because this will put him on 5 damage, and he knows that he's already been through all of his heals, so it's only perfect guards we need to deal with now. Neither of us have used a perfect guard yet. And presumably from this point onwards we'll be able to start using Cocytus' effect, which is just to lock a unit and then call something from the drop zone. Well, lock a unit, mill 2, and then call something from the drop zone. So it's actually better. Oh, there we go, there's a grade 1. Finally. Yep, that's him, he's out of triggers. So he has no triggers left in his deck. And he only has 9 cards left in his deck. Well, that's completely fine, but that's not going to be able to hit my 21k Vanguard. And as I said, you don't have any triggers left. Ah, that's good, that's a nice grade 2. That will do lovely. Let's call you here, and we shall activate your effect. And let's go for the 11k. And this is pretty much all we're going to be doing for the rest of the game. Just doing this over and over until we either win or lose. And now 14 into the Vanguard. Now he's not going to hit any triggers, so it's just a case of getting rid of perfect guards. Now I've got 2 perfect guards left in hand, and neither of us have any triggers left. I like how he's went to 10 draw triggers. That's because he called this from outside of the deck. So, it's just a case of he's going to have to waste a rearguard attack attacking this, and a rearguard attack with this, and then the Vanguard attack the Vanguard, which I'm going to perfect guard, and then next turn I'm going to lock this, mill 2, and bring an 11k back. And this is just going to repeat over and over again for the rest of the game. So you can just see the way it's going to go. I still have a perfect guard in my deck. That's interesting. I get perfect guarded, and then I'll take 1 damage. Okay, so I've got 9 cards left in deck, and that will take me to 8. Now this is a bit of a problem because this is a mandatory effect. I can't choose not to use that effect. So that's a little bit irritating, but we're going to have to play it anyway, because we need to. So, yes, we are going to play you, I'm afraid. It doesn't matter which one I send, really. And now we're going to activate 2 effects. We're going to activate this one to retire you, and bring out Night Mist. And then we are going to have to mill 2. And we'll just bring out the 11k guy again. And that's all that happens every single turn. So he has used 2 perfect guards, so he could potentially have both perfect guards in hand. And I have no triggers in my deck, so this is just going to rotate the deck. Ah, well, that is game. He didn't have the last perfect guard in hand. And there we go, that is how you play Granblue, or at least that's how I play Granblue. It's not a fast deck, it's not a rush deck, it's a very, very slow, methodical, and the whole basis is you just get to call 2 grade 2s every single turn, so there's never a point where your Vanguard is open, because you've always got options to just bring back grade 2s from the drop zone. As you saw, there was even the point where I didn't have any counter blasts, and that's why we used the guy that Soul Blast 2 to retire a rearguard to call him back. So, hope you all enjoyed. That was me playing Granblue Reverse, and we will see you all in the next video. Do remember, if you like the content, please like, share and subscribe. It's only a small button click for you, but it means a lot to me. So we shall see you all later, folks. Goodbye, everybody.